Okay, hi Jamie. Welcome to A Day in the Life of the Coach with Jamie Smith. Now where are you living now? Because you moved
Yeah.
when I met you was in Montreal.
Yes.
And now you live on the other coast.
I live in Vancouver on the West Coast, yes.
Okay, well, it's a pleasure to have you here today, Jamie, to talk to our listeners and our viewers about a day in the life of a coach. What's it really like? So tell me a little bit about yourself, Jamie. When did you come to coaching? When did you come to ICA? What's your practice look like now?
I came to ICA, I'm so bad with time. I think it was, I graduated just over about a year and a half ago. And I can't remember when the ICF conference in Montreal was, but I had just started coaching. I had just joined ICA at that time, and then I got to meet you, and all the teachers just happened to be in my city, the ICF conference, when I had just signed up, so that was really fun.
Good.
Prior to that, I've been working for Air Canada as a flight attendant for 15 years, and I love my job, but there's always, every year, there's uncertainty. In the airline industry, and I wanted to do something else. And I do love my job as a flight attendant, but I was searching for something else. And huge Oprah fan, and she's always saying, do what you love, do what you love, do. And all I loved, honestly, were self-help books.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I supposed to do with that? So I did think about becoming a psychologist. But I had failed math, and then I thought, okay, it's going to take a long time before I become a psychologist, and it just didn't feel right, although I did look into that option. And I put it out there to the universe, and I read a great book by Deepak Chopra, The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. Great. There's a great little exercise at the end of the book to figure out what your purpose is and what you love, and just to write out a list of your talents and a list of all the things that you love, and then see if you can, marry those two and figure out a way to be of service. So I did that exercise, put it at on the side, and then I kept seeing. Then I heard about life coaching. I went to therapy one day. My therapist said, "Have you ever thought about becoming a life coach?" I'd never heard of it. I thought, okay, that's interesting. And then I saw a life coach on TV.
Yeah.
And started seeing life coaching everywhere. And so right?
It's interesting how that happens, right? Oh my goodness.
And so I now know that if I'm getting signs like that, that's life pointing me in a direction that you'll want to go in.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, wow. So let's talk about a typical day in the life of Jamie Smith. Well, how's that looking? Where do you get your clients from? People love to ask us, what's it really like to be a life coach?
Yeah. Well, let's just say I love my life coaching days. I still work as a flight attendant, and it's a great day job to have because I work 2 to 3 days a week as a flight attendant. But I love my coaching days. So I like to schedule my week. It just depends, on my flying. But I schedule my week, and then I usually coach 2 to 3 days a week. And I love my coaching days. Those are my favorite days, because you get to wake up and you schedule your clients when you want. And it's heaven on earth for me. It's heaven on earth. And I really look forward to the day when I can do that full time. And that's my vision, and that's my goal. So.
Yeah, and you didn't let the fact that you couldn't do it, 5 days a week right away stop you. You knew it was what you wanted to do, and you're doing it, half time or whatever, but you're doing it. Good for you.
Yeah, well, I don't know. A friend of mine, Carrie Richardson, she said to me, don't go from your comfort zone to the panic zone. Go from comfort to stretch. And so stretch for me right now is reducing my hours. So I work minimum hours at Air Canada.
Okay.
Right. And so doing the coach, I'm not ready to just leave my day job just yet.
So that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
So, you went to ICA,
Yes.
you got your certification,
Yeah.
And you have a coaching toolbox as a result of being in our school. And,
Mhm.
one of them might be your power tool or your coaching model. Tell us a little bit about your power tool first.
Yeah, my power tool was me versus we.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the past, I tended to be somebody that, kind of isolated myself or thought I had to do everything by myself. And I know now that nobody recovers alone,
Mm-hmm.
and that all successful people have a team of support around them. And so I really wanted to change my life. So I started reading, all sorts of books and listening to successful people, and they all said the same thing, that we don't recover alone. So I now use that. That was my power tool, and I now use that in my coaching. It's if I have a client with a goal, I say, well, who else other than me? Who else can you ask to support you? In this, it's very important to have people in our lives that support us in our dreams. So some people will support us, and others are going to, poo-poo our ideas. So it's very important to have that structure in place. So,
Yeah, yeah. So your power tool is called?
me versus we. So there are times in life when it is important to take time for ourselves, to be alone, to have some solitude. I'm somebody that needs a lot of solitude. But there are also times when we don't have the answer, when we're not moving forward, that we need that we need support from others.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, me versus we. Very nice.
I mean, even I remember I took a course once, and the teacher said, look at the difference between illness and wellness. What's the difference when you just look at the words? It's the I and the we. Sounds a little cheesy, but I thought it was really powerful. And I thought
Mm,
that, there's studies that show people who have cancer or who are going through that, if they get lots of support, they're healthier, live longer, etc. So,
great, great.
mm.
I had no idea. Illness?
If you illness and wellness, what's the
Yeah,
difference,
yeah. That's a
right?
good point. That's an excellent point. Okay. So tell us about your coaching model. What was the name, and how do you use it? How's it a tool for you?
Yeah, well, I had two and I was writing, but the one that I use the most is the mine was called the flight plan. Being a flight attendant, it just came to me one day, and I thought, oh, flight plan coaching model. So my coaching model is based on a real flight plan. So as a flight attendant, when we get on board the aircraft, the pilot gives us a briefing, and he sometimes will show us the actual flight plan, and it's a paper, and it's really interesting, and it has where we are and where we're going, and it has a line down the center, where the route that we're flying, and then it has little dots, and those dots represent the cities that we're flying over. And then on the left it shows bad weather, storms, and we don't go through the storms. We avoid storms. And I thought, oh, this is so cool. I'm going to make my coaching model called the flight plan coaching model. And it's what I use with everything to do with an actual flight is what I use with my clients and my coaching model. So for example, you're the captain of your own life in this coaching model.
Hmm.
And, again, the me versus we. The captain's not flying by himself. He has a co-pilot, and he has a crew, and he has air traffic control, and he's got a team of support around him helping to make sure that that flight is safe and gets to its destination. And so I use a whole bunch of different, airline terminology that I thought would be also helpful in real life.
Mm. Wow, that's a great analogy. And what a great way of taking what we know and who we are and looking at coaching through that lens. That's what makes our coaching unique. What we bring to it. It's the Jamification of coaching. I love that. I really, really love that.
I thought that was really great doing at first it really freaked me out to try to find my own coaching
Yeah.
model. I'll tell you the truth. I'm like, I don't know what coaching is. How am I supposed to find my model? But we know more than we think we do. And as I was doing it, that's why I wrote two coaching models. I started with one first, and then I'm like, I really get coaching. I think I get coaching, and it was so exciting
Mm.
to then and I wrote a second one. So
great.
Yeah.
So your research paper, tell us a little bit about that. What was the name of it?
The research paper was Healing the Inner Child. And, I've had a lot of pain in the past. And I think the greatest tool that I ever learned was I loved listening to Debbie Ford. She had a Hay House radio show, and she was just talking about, healing the inner child and to be as gentle with ourselves as we would to a small child. And I had done so much work on myself, but it was the inner child healing when I actually started really doing my own inner child healing was when my confidence started to soar, when my own self-love started to soar. She said that, most of us, if we had a 5-year-old daughter and they woke up in the morning, we'd say, "Hello, beautiful, hi." But we pass a mirror and what do? Ugh. Right? And it's so mean. You would never go, "Ugh, you look horrible," to a 5-year-old. I hope you would. And, and it's like we are, so can we be as gentle with ourselves? And it's a daily practice for myself, work in progress, but it's a great reminder. Like, I love writing, and sometimes I notice my thoughts are so negative, it's so critical, and I'm thinking, wait a second, if I had a child who was writing, I'd say, "Oh, you're so creative, you're wonderful." So that I decided, because I feel like I want to help my clients to get to the source of their problems. And for me, the inner child healing helped me to have breakthroughs. So I said, I want to learn more about this. And that's why I did my research paper on the inner child. And yeah.
So that's great. Great job.
Thank you.
So tell me about your website and your blog. How's utilizing the web? I know many people come to coaching. This is a whole new opportunity to learn more about online opportunities to engage clients.
Yes. I started, I believe start with what you can. And I really liked Facebook. And I started, and I don't know how it happened. I think because as a flight attendant, I know so many people. So it just started growing and growing. And now I have over 4,000 friends on Facebook. And I started, putting inspirational stuff only on Facebook. I wanted to use Facebook as a platform to make a difference. And then it just started to grow. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. It's part of it. And also Facebook was new to me. And so I now have a fan page, and I try to post my coaching stuff on my fan page. But I got all of my clients from Facebook. So let me put that out there. It's been an incredible tool for me. The blogging is going well. I really enjoy blogging. But the website is, and I talked to you a bit about this, I'm currently working on. I took a course on WordPress on how to blog on WordPress. So I think I've got a really good base structure there now. And now I'm going to hire somebody to help me make the actual website and make it look really professional. So I think I've been shying away from, and one thing that's kind of scared me is the business aspect of it, but it is a business. And I can't sweep it under the rug, but I need to know as much and learn as much as I can.
And do it authentically, like not lose sense of who you are, because it's marketing.
Exactly. There's so much stuff out there. But yeah, you have to be true to yourself. Yeah.
So I hear it's a process. You start somewhere and it keeps going. You just keep, like a flight plan, you keep correcting course.
Well, and here's the other thing. Exactly. And here's the other thing. I believe travel first class. And when you travel first class, it's relaxed. So I want to enjoy the journey. And you enjoy when you're in first class, in economy, it's not always that fun. So I want to be, on this journey, I want to travel first class, and I want to enjoy the journey along the way. So
great. Well, thank you, Jamie. That's Jamie Smith. And what's the name of your URL if anybody wants to go there?
Yeah, I mean, the best way to get in touch with me would be go to my Facebook fan page. And so it's just Jamie Smith Coaching, JAMIE Smith Coaching on Facebook. So www.facebook.com/Jamie Smith Coaching.
Great. Well, thank you, Jamie. Thank you for sharing a day in the life of Jamie Smith.
Thanks.
And we'll be talking to you soon, I hope.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Mercy.